Guard the good deposit that was entrusted to you. Guard it with the help of the Holy Spirit.
We're having a good time, and you may feel like you want to participate. I mean, you may be even shouting at the television screen, but all you got to do is call the number or email us right away. Believe me, we'll get back to you. This type of experience is so rewarding, you're not going to want to be an observer anymore, but it will challenge you. It will challenge you. I want to kick it right back to Dr. Dave here because he is on a roll.
Well, the thing I was getting to, thanks, Dan, is that early on in our relationship, you began to bring an enormous amount of provision into my life. And it was so exciting. And I think the thing I wanted to emphasize in terms of our leadership of our teams is that we can get a little addicted to the people, places, things, and circumstances that are God's instruments of provision to us. Right. And even in our relationship, I didn't want to get sort of hooked up on that.
Right.
You know, where I'm beginning to look to you as the person.
Right.
And getting to, you know, there's all kinds of games that can go on between two people where you begin to fail to speak the truth in love, or you begin to shy away from addressing certain things in the relationship.
Right.
And we want to make sure that that the desire for harmony on the team is balanced with love, where we can speak the truth in certain ways and keep our eyes on the Spirit as the real conduit of the provision that we get. That's what I really wanted to say. So, for instance, specifically, there are some enormous benefits I was beginning to get from you in different ways, and sometimes when I get into a bit of a jam, I might want to look to you, the person, as the source, and I could mix me up in terms of what the Spirit was really trying to do.
Right, and love, when he uses that term love, and I want to kind of, help you with that, because really what that is you want the best what's best for that person. Mm-hmm. To love is really to say, I want what's best for David. Now, David had some goals early on. He had some obstacles that he was dealing with, and I wanted to really focus on those. And David, in his desire to keep things balanced, he wanted to keep the seed and need going, and he would remind me of the fact that it was getting a little out of balance, that a lot of times I was heavy on your needs and not heavy enough on my own needs.
Correct.
So you would push back, and you would say, all right, pal, that's enough about me now. We're going to talk about your needs, because my thing is as a leader, a lot of times I'll come into a situation and I'm developed in encouraging myself. I'm developed in keeping everything focused on everybody else, because I'm very aware that the team's only as strong as its weakest player. And so you've got to work on the development of that situation. But I also sometimes forget that sometimes I have to focus it back here, and you pushed back on that. And that's kind of what is so important in this development piece that I want to talk about, which is to say, a lot of times we want to, and you were describing this, you were saying, Dan, I didn't want to look at you as the source, which really, when you say that, is you're actually boxing a person in. You're saying, this is who you are, and you kind of end that person's development. Right. Which is really kind of a very strong and deep kind of a concept, because everybody's growing, and you want everybody to grow, and you want everybody to be moving. So therefore, you don't ever want to lock them down as your provider, correct, as your source, or as your, you want to make sure that you're constantly allowing that person to have both seeds and needs.
Yes. Yeah, it's very, very well put. Now, the other thing that you also raised for us is that at times on the team, there will be some situations that really require deeper one-on-one, even professional help. Somebody, it could be anybody at all, could be hitting a wall on the team because of some inner stuff that's beginning to get projected into the group field. And it can be very hard to read this on your own without some kind of solid outside help, either a trusted ally who's good at this or even professional help. And this is where, quote unquote, therapy and all this other stuff, coaching, all these other things come in. Now, you've been very transparent with me, because as a trained pastoral psychoanalytic psychotherapist and as an executive coach, you've allowed yourself to be a guinea pig with me about a lot of personal things in a very transparent way, modeling this for the organization. And as a result, other people in your organization have been free to approach me, and when it's appropriate, we've continued a little bit further.
Right, and I want to talk about that for you. We only have a few seconds left back on this segment. Dave is a professional. He's a coach, and he actually does a lot of one-on-one executive coaching. So if you'd like to avail yourself to him, you got to hit the website. You can contact me, or you can go to synchromind.com and contact him directly. We are looking to put practical teams together, and we expect people like you to contact us so that we can place you on the appropriate team so you can begin to impact the world.